Oh, hey. Hi, it's Mr. Serfass again, and I'm here to talk to you about what the end of class ought to look like. Okay? So let's just say you happen to be in reading class. You finish up whatever it is you were working on, and then all of a sudden, you hear the bell. All right? Well, what do? What sort of things should you remember to do to make sure the school building functions as efficiently and smoothly as it ought to? Well, let's chat about it. So, you saw me in the middle of my lesson. Let's say the bell rang, okay? Oh, I got to hand in a paper. All right, maybe this is the paper that I've got to hand in to my teacher. So, oftentimes we have these notebooks and you just tear it out, but oh, look at that. You see the edge there? We got to get rid of that. Now, some of us have different ways of doing this, right? I personally just leave them on there because I don't really care about that kind of stuff, but some people take it off like this, right? And then they usually leave it on their desk. And then what happens when they get up? Boom, it's on the ground. As a teacher of more than a few years, I have vacuumed up so many little pieces of paper. I thought I would take the time in this video to say, you know what? Make sure that, especially these little pieces of paper here, right on the side of the paper, right? And these are thrown out. So important. Got to keep that classroom clean because the next class deserves a clean classroom, right? Just like you get to enjoy one. All right? Now let's say it were math and you were really crunching some numbers, right? So you're doing math, beep, bop, boop, bop, oh, oh, ah, eh, ah, and class ends. Well, then you might have to put that calculator away real quick, all right? Sometimes your teacher will prompt you. Sometimes your teacher may not. Let's say they don't, right? Then you might say, all right, well, where's a designated calculator holder? Here in this English classroom, it's this purple box right here. So I'm just going to put that in there. All right. And then I'll make sure that the rest of my desk area is all cleaned up. Okay, let's take a look here. All right. I might have, if I'm reading class, instead of a calculator, I may have a textbook. Right? There's usually a designated spot for that to go unless you take it with you. In my class, you do not. Right? So you might, usually in my room, it's right up here towards the top. Right? Those are this year's new textbooks. Ooh la la. So I'll put it right there. All right. Okay. So I've got my whole area all cleaned up. Right? I looked underneath. I looked on this side. I yelled at my buddies, hey, you clean up over there. All right, I handed in my work or put it where the teacher told me to. All right, well now I've got to, you guessed it, line up at the front of the room. All right, so here we go. When you line up, you want to keep your hands to yourself, of course, even though we're excited to go to our next class. Oh, hooray, science, right? But we just line up, so this is what it might look like. Line up this way. All right, don't crowd the door because I will always be at the front or the teacher will always be at the front of the line to dismiss you. The bell doesn't dismiss you, humans do, right? So, you'd be lined up. I would say something along the lines of, okay, here we go on to our next class. We're going to line up in a very specific way coming out of room 221. Sometimes we'll have to adjust depending on whether other teachers are lined up in a particular way or there's new traffic patterns during a particular year. But let me just give you a general idea of where you'd be walking and how it would work. Okay, so it's the end of class, everything's all cleaned up, everything's put back. Boom. Here we go. Follow me. Oh, let's save the planet. Yep. Okay. All right. Now, since this is America, right, we observe a traffic pattern that has cars on the right. The hallway follows a similar pattern. So you would not be going down the left-hand side of the hallway. You'd be going down the right-hand side of the hallway, okay? So, let's say you're here at the door. You may go. We'll probably have to cut across over here. Okay? And then here we are where we ought to be, right? On the right-hand side of the hallway. Now, let's just say, and I'll grab my friend here. Let's just say there's a line here, right? Where that guy's hanging, right? Just pretend there's a line for me. So you would come up, and if there's a line already there, you would stop, right, and wait. Now the teacher might say something like, you know what, just go around, all right, and follow me, and the teacher will easily lead you around because the other line might be stopped, or you might have to wait for a little bit, all right? When you're waiting, you don't want it to be like there's someone on this side and your shoulder's next to you. You want it to be so that you're in a line, right? Like a single file line. Because if it gets all grouped up, well, once a fifth grade class might come through here, and then a sixth grade class might be coming up that way, and then all of a sudden there's a traffic jam because you decided that you're going to be two abreast in the hallway. Don't do that, all right? You'll go straight on, straight on. Here we are, we're just sticking to the right. Now, a very natural stopping point in this hallway is right here by the water fountain. Is this a time to make a big stink about getting a drink of water? Unless you have a medical condition? Probably not, right? Now is probably just the time to figure out where you're going to your next class, all right? So we would stop here at the water fountain, we'd wait in single file line, and then determine where to go from there. All right.